Morning, everybody. It's Amy. How are ya? Coming in for week 32 update. Today is Thursday, October the 20th. I haven't done an update in about 2 weeks. So this video today will be doing an update in terms of very little bit of weight loss, how my trip went. I'm about a little more than 7 months post-op, and I went home to visit my family and friends. First time that I've seen them since my surgery. Also a little bit of an update on the iron infusion situation. So first of all, I apologize. I have a cold, or I'm recovering from a cold, so I'm a little bit hoarse, so sorry. Highest weight ever was 401 pounds at the beginning of my pre-op diet. My surgery weight was 379 pounds. My current weight is 254 pounds. Weight loss since my last update, which was about 2 weeks ago, was about 1.6 pounds. Weight loss since my surgery date is 125 pounds, and my weight loss since my highest weight is 147 pounds. So I haven't had a whole lot of weight loss in the past couple of weeks, but there's a couple of reasons for that, I believe. I went on vacation. I went back to Canada and for a week's worth of vacation, and I wouldn't say that I tracked every single thing that I ate, but I tried to make good choices for the most part. I did have some carbs. I did have some of my favorite foods that remind me of home, but I wasn't as regimented as I normally would have been had I been home. But when I got back, I hadn't gained any weight, and I hadn't really lost any weight. I was about the same. So since I got home, which was on Saturday, today's Thursday, I've lost about 1.6 pounds. So I'm pleased with that. I mean, I wasn't really expecting, I was just really hoping that I wasn't going to gain weight while I was gone, and I didn't, so that's good. And I still got to eat the foods that I wanted to, granted in much smaller portions, but I didn't really feel like I went without, so that was nice. Reactions from everybody when I home. Remember, I was talking last time about how I was a little bit nervous about, what are people going to say? Are people going to notice? Is there going to be any sort of judgment or whatever? Well, let me tell you, everybody noticed. Everybody noticed, and there was nothing negative. Everybody had really warm, wonderful things to say. In fact, not a lot of people asked what happened. What did I do? How did I do it? Most people were just saying things like, wow, you look incredible, you look so happy, you look so healthy, you look fantastic. Some comments that were, a little more specific towards weight were things like one of my aunts, she said, when she saw me, she's like, wow, you're skinny. And I was like, okay, I'm far from skinny, but thank you. I said, I hope to get there. She's like, wow, you look incredible. Excuse me. I'm gonna blow my nose. Sorry. Pretty gross. Pardon me. My one uncle that I was most nervous about seeing, he was great too. I was, classic me. I was overthinking it. When he saw me, he came in and he said, wow, Amy, where'd you go? So that was really nice. And I did have some cousins, the ones that I expected to. They did ask me questions like, how did you do it and all that? And, I knew it was coming from just, a place of curiosity. And so I was pretty open about it, and I said, this is what I had. And, I just heard a lot of good for yous. And they really seemed to be on the bandwagon of, it's not cheating, it's not cheating. If that's what you need to do to get healthy, then all the power to you. So I felt really good about it. The whole trip was wonderful. I didn't have one negative comment or one judgy sort of whatever. So it was really good. Really, really good. So now I'm home, and actually my dad and my sister came home with me, so they're here now. They're still sleeping, of course. It's only 7:47 in the morning. So they're here they came down for 2 weeks, and then they'll go home in about another week and a half. So it is very, very good. When I was there, I was visiting. I went over to my cousin's house. She's got a great big house out kind of in the country, and she's retired. And she's kind of fancied and turned herself into a little bit of a farmer. She's got pigs there and plenty of chickens, free-range chickens. And so she invited me over for breakfast one morning. And so she had processed a couple of her pigs, and so she had all this homemade pork products like breakfast sausage and bacon and stuff like that. And so I went over to her place, and she gave me a tour of the place, and I actually went into the chicken coops and picked the very eggs that, you know, we had for breakfast. And I'll tell you, there is nothing like a farm fresh egg. I tell you, I wasn't expecting that. It was very, very good. The yolk was like orange. It was orange, and it was very, very good. So now I'm thinking about laying hens at my house. We've got I'm not sure if you guys seen my backyard or not, but I've got a couple of acres just outside of the city, so I've got plenty of room to have one. So I'm doing a little bit of research and finding out, you know, what would go along with it. If you know, I live in a good spot to raise chickens or hens. I don't need a rooster. I don't want a rooster. I just want like 3 to 5 laying hens, so I can go out there every day and, you know, pick fresh eggs. Eggs are, you know, plenty of protein. I do eat eggs. I eat a lot of eggs. So I think that might be really cool. I think it might be a cool hobby for me. So anyway, I'm just doing some research. If I do it, it wouldn't be until the springtime anyway, because I don't really want to get them and then have to deal with winter. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm sure I'll give you more on that later if I decide if I want to do it or not. And another reason why I'm thinking about doing it is because I've got plenty more energy now, right? I've got lots more energy than I had, you know, back in the day when I was, you know, pre-op. So I thought this might be something. It gets me outside every day, playing with the chickens, collecting the eggs, and I don't know, it might be cool. Okay. So the last thing that I really wanted to talk about today was the iron infusion appointment. So yesterday I had to go in for my first iron infusion. The appointment did not go well. And I'll get to that in a minute. So let me tell you. So they called me on the phone and they emailed me to confirm the appointment days in advance. And of course I confirmed it. And of course they were very sure to say, make sure you bring your copay. Make sure you bring your copay. So I get there and I check in. I'm like, hi, I'm Amy, I'm here for my appointment. They said, okay, well, do you have your copay? I was like, yep, I got my visa right here. How much is it? Well, we don't know. How much is your copay? I'm like, I don't know. And they said, okay, well, we can do it one of two ways. We can charge you for the copay, or we can just submit it to insurance and let them come back and see what it should be, and then we would bill you. And I was like, okay, well, I don't care. Which one do you want? If you're going to charge me today, how much is it going to be? Well, we don't know. Okay, so let's do the second option then. Let's just submit it to insurance, and then you can... Okay, fine. So I don't have to pay anything. Turns out, after I spoke with my husband about it, he said that we shouldn't have had a copay at all. So we'll see if anything comes back. Regardless, so they call my name, and I go back into the tiny room. From the big waiting room, I go into the tiny waiting room, and the PA comes in. The doctor's PA comes in, and she starts asking me some questions, because she's like, okay, you were, apparently, they measure two different things when it comes to iron. So they measure the hemoglobin and the ferritin. So when I was first referred there from my doctor's office, my ferritin was low, but my hemoglobin was okay. So a couple of weeks ago before the appointment, I had to go in, to this appointment, I had to go in and they had to draw some blood. So the results from that were reversed. They were completely reversed. So now my hemoglobin was low, but my ferritin was good. Which made no damn sense, I suppose. So she asked me some questions. Like, have you done anything different? I said, well, when I did come in and gave that blood, that you had that blood work done, I was on my cycle and it was quite heavy. So I don't know if that has something to do with it or not. So she's like, okay, we're gonna draw some blood right now and do a quick, CMP to see, if that was just a fluke or what's going on. So they drew some blood, they did a quick CMP, and turns out it was the same thing. My ferritin was great, but my hemoglobin was low. She said that they want my hemoglobin to be around 13 and mine was 11.7. So I said, so what's going on? Am I anemic or not? And she said, well, you're borderline anemic. And I said, well, do I need infusions? And she said, well, that's up to you. Do you want infusions? Do you feel tired? And I said, no, I don't feel tired. I said, granted, I feel so much better than I did, in my pre-op life. I'm not sure, am I going to get this infusion or these infusions? And then all of a sudden, am I going to be like, holy crap, I thought I wasn't tired, but I guess I was tired because I feel great now. And so I said, how many are you recommending? She's like, well, I don't think you would need that many. She said, you're very borderline. We could give you an infusion and then you could come back. It would take about 2 weeks for it to start kicking in. And if you wanted to, we could make another appointment there, but I don't think you need very many. She said, maybe if you have one, see how that goes. And then you could probably only have one once a year. And I was like, okay. She's like, so what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know. So anyway, at that point I said, well, you've got me here. So, I guess we can do it. So then the actual doctor specialist comes in and she is about this big and she's got the limpest dead fish handshake I've ever had. And I don't know about you guys, but I can't stand people who have really limp, dead person handshakes. I like a firm handshake. But anyway, she was one of those dead fish sort of people. And so she walks in, she's like, hi, it's nice to meet you. Dead fish handshake. So are you gonna have an iron infusion? I was like, listen, I don't know. You guys are the professionals. Do you think that I need them? I'm really confused. My doctor referred me over here to your office because they said that I need iron infusions. Now you're telling me that I might. She's like, well, you're borderline. So we can try to do it. I said, listen, you told me that the iron infusion itself was going to take an hour and a half. I'm here. I've left work. I've told work that I'm going to a doctor's appointment. Let's just do it. Let's just do it, okay? She's like, okay, great. And I said, do I need to keep taking my iron supplements? And she said, yes. Go ahead and continue to take them. I just remembered that I haven't taken my pills yet this morning, so I'm going to take them right now before I forget. Sorry. So she says, okay, great, we'll do one. So take me back into the iron infusion room, which is just a small room. Not really a small room, but it's a room. It's got a bunch of recliners in it with IV machines beside them. And there were some sick looking people there. You could tell that there was definitely there were people who were certainly worse off than me. Cancer patients and that. So anyway, we get in there. The PA takes me there. And she sits me down and says, okay, here's what's going to happen. We're going to give you the infusion. Sorry. Okay. She says the infusion itself only takes 20 minutes, but we need to monitor you for 30 minutes afterwards to see if there's an allergic reaction. If there will be an allergic reaction, then we can just give you some steroids that'll help with that. But we want to, and that's why we say it'll actually take an hour. So, but the infusion itself only takes 20 minutes. So I said, okay, fine. She said, so I'm going to go get the nurse and, she'll come over and she'll hook you up and then that'll be it. I said, okay. So I sit down in the recliner, I get comfortable, pull out my iPad, get out my earbuds. I'm just going to watch TV or play on my iPad for, for the whole thing. She's gone for, I don't know, about 10 minutes. And then she comes back and she's like, so you're not on the schedule for today. And I was like, what do you mean I'm not on the schedule? You guys sent me an email, you called me. You made damn sure that I had my copay. What do you mean I'm not on the schedule? Sorry, guys. I said, what do you mean I'm not on the schedule? And she's like, I'm not sure what happened, but they don't have you on the infusion schedule, so and they can't fit you in now, so we have to reschedule you. Really? Realize it's not her fault, but I probably gave her a little bit of attitude because I was annoyed. I'm like, listen, you made me come in here. You told me that I needed to have it. My doctor told me that I need to have it, so I come in here. You guys don't know if I really need it or not. You asked me if I need it. I'm not a medical professional. And now you convinced me to have one, and I come in, and now I can't have one. Like, it just, what kind of Mickey Mouse operation is this? And it seemed so dumb, so poorly planned, so poorly communicated. Just, I don't know, unprofessionally executed, you know, for a first-time patient too. So regardless, I did not get my iron infusion yesterday. It was kind of a clusterfuck. They said that I should get a phone call sometime to reschedule it. You know, I'm certainly not gonna chop off my nose to spite my face, but I do feel a little bit of comfort in knowing that it's not like I went in there, they're like, you should have come in here sooner, your iron is so low. So it sounds like I'm borderline, but it doesn't, I don't know. The whole thing's very weird, so we'll see what they have to say when they call and they try to reschedule me for another date, another time, and we'll see how that goes. And then we'll see how different I feel after I have it. But just I don't know, all jacked up. So I'm sorry I don't have anything really new to report on in terms of the iron infusion, other than I kind of got jerked around. But that's about it. So I'm home, back into my routine. When I did go away, I should say I did take some protein snacks and some protein powder. To be honest, I didn't even touch the protein snacks, like those Power Crunch bars and all that. I didn't even touch them. I just had, I had some protein powder every day. And sometimes I'd had like one serving of it. Some days I'd have two. But I tried to eat, you know, focus on protein while I was gone. I had eggs and I had, you know, lean meats like chicken and stuff like that. And I had some shrimp, and that's the sort of stuff that I focused on. And like I said, I didn't gain any weight. I didn't lose a whole lot, but that could also be, you know, the typical stalls that they have. But now it looks like I'm kind of back into the game. I haven't been doing all my exercises this week as much as I probably should be, but I've been, I've had a cold, and actually today's the first day where I can actually breathe and I can actually taste. So I have not been doing my exercises all that much, just because I was struggling to breathe, because I was like a disgusting mouth breather when I was on the treadmill, and I did it because I couldn't breathe through my nose, so it was just difficult to breathe, so I've kind of held off on it. And then yesterday was my stupid appointment. But anyway, back on schedule, back on track, already seeing a little bit of loss, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited that my dad and my sister are here sharing in my life and just hanging out. But I hope you guys are all doing well. I have rambled on for about 18 minutes. It's far too long. Sorry. If you stuck around with me to the end, love you. Thank you. All right, I gotta blow my nose again, so I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.